all this very security reports about what is going to happen. And I will not consider information on what will happen if the CEO of NNPCL decide to go his own way and cede the land to other people and make the Itsekiris tenants in their own land. You know, it's not possible for you to make a landlord the tenant of his own house. It is not done anywhere. This is a matter of natural justice. I am not fighting for any particular tribe in the world. I fight for every race. Like I gave you an example. I also went to Yugoslavia where there was ethnic Albanian crisis. I led 32 ethnic Albanians out of Yugoslavia down to Hungary, 34 kilometers in the forest. I did. And they're all alive today. It matters that we will never lose Nigerian army and Nigerian soldier in any part of Nigeria ambushed by civilians for nothing. We will never lose any policeman or any security agents in our own land voluntarily killed in cold blood because somebody wants to make gains or because somebody wants to make names. It will no longer happen. The ones we have just lost, 18 of them, not too long ago, we are still mourning them. Their families are still mourning. Their children have no fathers. That will no longer be allowed to happen in this country. So I want all of you in the press today, from various press organizations, to understand that this is not a matter of one tribe against the other. The three ethnic community there have no quarrel with themselves, have no bickering among them. All of them are living peacefully. And Nigeria has not been able to meet up with correct opaque quota. Now you want to bring a situation whereby people will be throwing bombs and be blowing pipelines, while we have crisis in North with Boko Haram and the rest, and then we now have another one in Niger Delta. We have an unknown military, unknown government in the East. What country are we going to make of ourselves? You Robo, be on your own where you are, no problem. Itsekiri, guide where you are guiding, no problem. You just be where you are without any problem. Because this country is built on brotherhood. And nobody in any name, qualification, or financial standard should be allowed to destroy Nigeria. And the government of today, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as I can understand now, is not in any way interested in anybody, in any name or any tribe or religion that will disturb his administration. He has enough challenge that he's trying to solve. It's not a deliberate one that somebody we want to just bring in some problems to engulf everybody in any name. So on the basis of that, we do not believe in politics. I'm a political. Global Peace and International Organization in 27 countries of the world has nothing to do with politics. But whatever local politics you are playing here, it will affect every Nigerian in the US, in Canada, in Germany, in Ghana, in the UK. Whether you call politics to be local or not, yes. But your local practice here will affect all of us abroad. And we will not allow that to happen. And we will not allow the NNPC CEO to plug Nigeria into crisis in the name of a swapping of contracts for any reason. I have said, and finally, Itsekiri should guide their land, Ijaw should guide their land, and the Robos, their land the way it is, the status quo maintained. Any attempt to create violence by swapping of contract or trying to make one person who is a landlord in his own area to become a tenant, it's not going to be permitted, it's not going to be good for Nigeria. I have sounded the warning.
If you also look at Section 25, it recognizes communities indigenous to Nigeria. Now, both Section 17 and 25 of the Constitution belong to the category of the Constitution that is always called the unjusticiable part of the Constitution. However, when the provisions made in this part of the Constitution referred to as unjusticiable are now recognized in other laws, then those laws will now add the justiciable cloak to those provisions. So now when you look at the Local Content Act, some of these provisions made in Section 17, particularly in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, has now been made justiciable when you consider the Local Content Act. And the Local Content Act, the main purpose for this act is to safeguard Nigerian investments, Nigerian companies, indigenous organizations against the foreigners. However, when you now come down to indigenous companies and contractors, the law requires that you will give equal opportunities to all the indigenes and all the corporations or all the companies equally without any form of favoritism. So if you look at the preamble to that act, although, like I said, it is specifically to protect Nigerian firms against foreign firms, but when you look at the preambles, you will see that it says unrelated matters. It says an act to provide for the development of Nigerian content in the Nigerian oil and gas industry, Nigerian content plan, supervision, coordination, monitoring, and implementation of Nigerian content, and for related matters. And what Doctor has spoken about could come under the aspect that is related matters. When you are giving considerations or you are giving contracts or jobs, you have to consider the indigenes, you have to consider the culture and tradition of the people, you want to consider locally made goods as mentioned in the in the act, particularly in Section 13.